Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. How are we doing today? How is everybody doing today? What's going on, Sticky? Welcome to the weekend. Let's see, what do I want to flip? How was everybody's day? How was everybody's week? Oh, try that again. My day was pretty good. It was pretty productive. My week was also pretty productive. What's going on, Sticky? How we doing today? Oh, I don't know why I threw that. What's going on, Act? How are we doing? Welcome to the weekend. What's going on, Tony? What is good? What is good? Sticky is good. Glad to hear it. Oh, that's the bite side. Oof. All right. Today, we are saying goodbye to another one of Ethan's Bala songs. And this one was probably the hardest for me to make a final decision on. I am getting some sort of message. Just a minute. Oh, everything's probably fine. Maybe. You guys tell me. Is everything coming across fine on the stream, or do I need to go into tweak some settings? What's going on, LeBreton? How are we doing? How are we doing today? You think it's the Squid Trainer next? You think that's what I'm saying goodbye to? I took apart all my Bala songs and cleaned them today. Nice. Nice. That's a productive day. All right, Sticky. We'll see you when you return. I have noticed that I am improving on my extended twirl, and it makes me happy. I'm still not smooth with it yet, as far as I'm concerned. It still feels very choppy, but more often than not, I'm able to go through it without having to stop. I just feel like I'm making very exaggerated motions at the moment, but I'm okay with that because that's progress. And that wasn't what I was supposed to do. Sometimes my fingers still get tripped up over each other. All right. Oh, just 1 second. All right. So I know what Act thinks. What does everybody else think? What do people think the next ballet to be put away is going to be? Because once I put it away, I don't pull it back out. It goes back to Ethan, and tonight will be the last evening that I get to flip one of these Bala songs. Technically speaking, I could change my mind on the the drop of a hat, because I have talking notes for each of them, but pretty sure I've made up my mind. Let me see where the poll that I put up there was. Last I had looked, I think everybody was... No, not everybody. It was kind of split. Let's take a look. So currently, 74% of voters think that it is the Squid Trainer by Squid Industries that is getting put away next. In second place is the BB Barfly Barracuda V2 with 22%. 4% said the Bandage Stitch V2, and absolutely no one thinks that I'm putting away the Squid Industries Cracker-Rackin' yet. Those are the poll guesses thus far. All right, I apparently am on top chat and I don't need to be. All right, we have useless, awesome sauce. Awesome sauce indeed. All right, so last chance before I announce it. Any guesses on which of Ethan's ballad songs I'm putting away this evening? We have the Squid Industries Cracker-Rackin' Trainer. We have the Squid Industries Squid Trainer. We have the Bandage Stitch V2. And we have the BB Barfly Barracuda V2. People think it is the Squid Trainer. People would be right. The Squid Trainer is, in fact, what I'm putting away today. But because it's what I'm putting away today, it is almost, no, I can't say even almost the only thing I flipped. But anytime I left my desk, it is the ballad song that was in my pocket up until dinner time when I started flipping the Cracker-Rackin' around the house. But every opportunity I got while roaming the home today was spent playing around and getting every last opportunity I could from this weird, unexpected, fun little thing that sounds amazing. So, today you get my final thoughts on the Squid Industries Squid Trainer. The Squid Trainer comes in at 4.4 ounces, has a neutral balance, is made of 6061 T6 411 aluminum handles, 410 heat-treated stainless steel blade, and this thing is very, very heavy for being neutral as far as I am concerned. It's so heavy that my brain is constantly fighting with me and my knowledge for whether or not this is neutral or handle bias. My brain is constantly telling me that this thing is ridiculously handle bias because it's so heavy and it feels like it's heavy in the handles. However, when I stop just mindlessly flipping and I start thinking about what I'm doing, and I'm flipping it like a neutral ballad song, it doesn't fly away. It does all the things that I need for it to do. And it's really pleasure to flip. But when you're at the end of a day of practicing the extended twirl, you might not want to be trying the extended twirl on the heaviest ballad song you have to play around with. but I'm improving, so can't complain about it. Yeah, this thing is great, and I love the fact that it has the ring that it does, because after it closes, I set it down and it's still ringing for another 2 or 3 seconds. Very, very enjoyable. Let's see. I have the same teal Squid Trainer V4, and it took me a few weeks to get used to its weird weight, but after a bit, I loved it. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where, one of the things that I also go over when I'm kind of giving my last thoughts are whether or not this is something I'm going to miss, and whether or not this is something I'm probably going to replace in my collection. This is something that I am going to immediately miss. Because it is so fun to flip. And this is something that I will at some point have replaced in my collection. But it's not something that I'm going to be rushing out to replace. I'm definitely going to get myself, oops, ring of shame. I'm definitely going to be getting myself a Squid Trainer at some point here. Whether that be new, used, whenever I find something that meets my visual preferences at a time that I can pick it up, I will definitely be getting another one of these because it is really fun. I mean, one of the things that this has helped me learn, along with some of the other battle songs that Ethan and Ted had sent, is that I very, very, very much enjoy a slight handle bias, more neutral balisong feel, way more so than a heavy handle bias these days. And I also am starting to appreciate a lighter balisong. But we'll get into that in a future stream when we're talking about the BB Barfly Barracuda V2. Let's catch up in chat. I have been improving a bit lately. I believe that you have, LeBreton. I believe that you have. Ego says, what's good, fam? Welcome, Ego. Hello. Nice to see you. How are you doing? My Squid Trainer had tap, but after cleaning, it doesn't. Nice. Well done. I wish I could have grabbed one of the anniversary Squid Trainers. That would have been cool. Kind of need to sell something so I can grab the new Kraken colorway. The lime green thing, that's ridiculous. Yeah, the seasonal colorway, yes. That looks super awesome. Funky Unky, how are we doing, Jax? Welcome, welcome. You will be happy to know that today I am not saying goodbye to the BB Barfly Barracuda V2. I am saying goodbye to the Squid Industries Squid Trainer. So I have been very much warming up to the BB Barfly Barracuda V2, which I know you have been hurt every time I speak ill of it. So just know I don't have any more ill words to say. But today my words are more directed towards the Squid Trainer. I love the sound of this thing. Now that I understand that it's a neutral flipping balisong, I enjoy flipping it. It doesn't feel like I have to fight it all the time. And I don't know, that knowledge that this needs to flip like a neutral balisong is just so strange that I have to constantly remind myself of that. But I do, because again, it's so heavy. Everything tells me that it is handle bias. But then I fan it and it's like, oh no, that's on the neutral side of things. Squid Trainer is a good example of a knife bally you have to almost learn how to flip specifically and spend time with it. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I enjoy the balance of the Squid Trainer. Fan's really nice. Yeah, and again, because it's so hefty, the bally itself, it's a really satisfying fan. It doesn't go for ever like the Stitch V2 does, but it's solid, and it's a satisfying fan. Yeah, I enjoy the balance of the squid trainer. Fan's really nice. Not knife. Did I say knife? Or did you say knife? Oh, example of of a knife. Yeah, you said knife. You're saying not knife. Agreed. It is not a knife. It is, well, I mean, this one isn't. This one's a trainer. But all right. So yeah, that's this was the hardest one I've had to pick. When I started putting these away, the first thing I grabbed was the glider. I didn't even think about it. I'm glad that's the first one that I grabbed, because it was, in fact, the easiest one to let go of and say goodbye to. But then as soon as I decided that it was, in fact, what I was doing, it started to become a little more difficult. With the Vulp, it was kind of okay easy, because I already have the Teflon Vulp, so I have something similar, though again, I do prefer the Vulp Pro over the Teflon Vulp. But then when we got to today's decision, where I had the Kraken, the Barracuda V2, the Stitch V2, and the Squid Trainer, that was really difficult because I really enjoy flipping all of these. Let's see. We need a live squid trainer or squid train. Okay, yeah, we need a live blade squid trainer. Got it. LeBreton agrees, and Useless says I could see that happening with that Madco live blade prototype thing being a thing. Not gonna lie. Madco prototype. I am not sure if I have seen that. I may have to look into that, but that would be interesting if they did a live blade squid trainer. They would just make another boring Tonto. I like the Tonto. What would you have them do instead, Tony? Out of curiosity. All of their live blades boring. Well, I mean, they can't have their live blades look as amazing as what you've been coming up with. Not gonna lie. But I don't know. I'm a fan of the Tonto, personally. All right, let's take a break from that and do some flipping that feels a little bit more natural. What have I... Well, let's do the Kraken a little bit. Nope. Sloppy. All right, all right. It is Friday night. The week is just about over. Hopefully everybody has a nice weekend ahead of them. I don't even know what that was. Oh, that's what that was. What am I doing? Think about this. There. Nope. Yeah, there. Okay. Totally forgot how to do that for a moment. My hands were doing something crazy. How have I been liking the cat? I love this Bali song. I love the balance of it. I love, honestly, everything about it, except one thing that I did notice right after I had started flipping it. I haven't experienced it since, but after the first time I flipped it, my my hands kind of had this like super so dry they almost burned, like they almost felt chapped sensation for like days. But since then, when I pull it out and have an extended flipping session with the cat, or that happens to be my daily driver, I haven't had any similar issue. So it's very strange. I like how it's got the little paws at the bottom. Agreed. And I like, ring of shame. And I like how so anybody that doesn't know, I'm sure most of you probably do, but the paws on the bottom are like that. And you'll also notice that one of these handles have scratch marks on it, and one does not. And that is a little tactile indication of which handle is the bite handle, which is really cool. It's a neat little thing that they added on. It's kind of like what they had done with the cheese. One of the bottoms of the handles has those little cheese holes on them, and that's the bite handle indicator. In the case of the cat, the handle that has scratches on it is the bite handle. It's cute. It's very cute. Did y'all see that RZ got his Squiddy confiscated? Yeah, that's a bummer. That is a bummer. But yeah, definitely digging the cat. The other thing that I have been enjoying, man, I can give you guys so many different updates. Because I've just been enjoying so much of late. I kind of keep saying again and again and again, this switch got flipped, and all of a sudden, like, flipping makes a lot more sense to me. But I mean, I'm noticing improvements. So I've been learning things about everything, every Bali I have, I've been appreciating. But this one that my wife had got me, the one that everybody was kind of commenting on it being the TikTok thing, just a very generic, a couple different companies, or lots of different companies, put their name on it, but it's just a generic balisong that has, aluminum handles, 440C, hardened blade, and runs on bushings. But it has the funny thing is, like, I guess this is like the advertised on TikTok balisong. And I don't know, I guess it gets a lot of hate. I know nothing about that. What I do know is that this is not the best balisong to like sell to new people, because it has a very neutral balance, or very slight handle bias balance. So when I try to go ham on it, not thinking about it, it tries to fly out of my hands quite often. But again, just like everything else, when I think about it being a neutral balisong, I mean, it flips. I mean, there is no reason why, this wouldn't be a balisong that someone wouldn't be able to learn and become proficient on. But I've really been enjoying it, because again, one of the things that I have been learning in my time with Ethan's balisongs and with Ted's Zyzics is just how much I really enjoy the slight handle bias, which is strange, because when I had first gotten into it, I just about judged how much I enjoyed a balisong by how handle bias it was, which was the reason why for a while my number one balisong was my Kite AL, because it was my most handle bias balisong. Currently, one of my most fun balisongs to flip is my Kite AL, because it is not extremely handle bias anymore. Because I took the G10 scales off of it and printed these glow-in-the-dark PLA scales, which makes it much lighter, to the point that it is almost, I mean, it's a slight handle bias. I mean, it's much, much, much more neutral than it ever was before. Which again, I have to think about it and flip it differently than I, you know, I'll say grew up flipping this in my balisong journey. But, you know, when I take into account its weight balance, it's, what am I doing? It's a joy to flip. So yeah, I have very much been enjoying lightening the handle load on any weight adjustable balisongs that I have, interestingly enough. PS5, the only ones here. Sorry I'm late. No worries. You are all good. I'm very curious if the 1.5 is any better, and I do like that reverse tanto. I also wonder if the 1.5 is any better, and I also like the reverse tanto. So it'll be exciting whenever I get one, and we will unbox it together. Oh, yeah, we already got there. Okay, so we have had a couple more people hop on since I have kind of run through my final thoughts on the... Everybody has the opportunity to hear those final thoughts. So, a couple weeks ago, Ethan sent me Balis. I flipped said Balis, started saying goodbye to said Balis a couple streams ago. We've said goodbye to the Arctic, or the Glider Arctic. We have said goodbye to the Novalis Vulp Pro. This evening, we are saying goodbye to the Squid Industries Squid Trainer. This bad boy right here. The Squid Trainer comes in at 4.4 ounces, has a neutral balance, has 6061 T6411 aluminum handles, and a 410 heat-treated blade, stainless steel blade. This thing is very confusing for my brain to flip, but when I'm thinking about it, I very much enjoy flipping it. When I'm not thinking about it, this is not a balisong that I can just pick up and mindlessly flip, because it will be a chore. Because my hands tell me that this is a handle bias balisong because it is so dense and heavy. However, my brain knows this to be a neutral balance balisong. So when I am intentionally flipping and flipping it, oh, that's a ring of shame. So when I am more intentionally flipping it than I was right there, taking into consideration that it is a neutral balance, I flip it much better. It's much more comfortable. It isn't a chore. I just have to think about what I'm doing and actually do it. It is a hefty boy, which makes doing things where you need finger strength but don't necessarily have finger strength yet, it makes those things difficult. I currently don't have finger strength. I am currently working on learning my extended twirls. And this is not the balisong that I want to practice my extended twirls on for an extended period of time, because it is very heavy and it tires me out. But as I get better and as I get stronger and earlier in the day, when I'm practicing my extended twirls, and I happen to pick this balisong up, it is very satisfying to have gone through a smooth extended twirl on this thing. But again, I don't think I'm gonna get one last good one out before I put it away tonight, because it's just so heavy and my fingers are just so tired from all the practice today. But we'll see. Who knows? What's going on, Pico? How are we doing? How are we doing? So we are saying goodbye. If you didn't pick up on it, we are saying goodbye to the squid trainer this evening. This is my last time flipping it. This was the most difficult of my decisions yet, and something tells me that they're just going to get more and more difficult as these streams continue. Which is scary because it's Friday night and I have a stream tomorrow at noon. So that means I have another decision to make when this decision was made very, very, very shortly before stream. All right. So what else do we want me to flip? We have a number of Balis that are going to be leaving soon. We have the Zyzix, we have the Kraken, we have the Stitch V2, we have the Barracuda V2, and we have the Squid Trainer, which I have been doing plenty of flipping. And then we have all of my stuff, which I haven't been doing a whole lot of flipping of late. Well, I have been, but not on stream. Most of my stream flipping has been focused around the borrowed Balis because I only have them for so long. Oh. All right, Jax will be right back. Is there any Balis you want to try next? See, that's the thing. I mean, there's so much that I don't know. I mean, I know that one of the things that I'm looking forward to trying when I get to Blade Show is, I know somebody's going to have an authentic rep, so I would like to try that. I look forward to getting my hands on the new Orion and the new Kite AL 1.5. The Zyzix is a very interesting Bali. Useless. So you are aware. Have you? I don't know. I don't think I had asked you earlier, and I had taken note before that I was not familiar. Are you new to the stream? Do you know my backstory with regards to the Zyzix and what that kind of did last weekend? Because I can recap that for everybody as well. I mean, basically, it was just when I was flipping it, I don't know if it was just the sound or what the case was, but it caused me to pay very, very, very close attention to everything that the Balisong was doing. Okay, so I don't know if it had to do with the sound, what it was, but it really, really, really made me pay attention to every aspect of what the Balisong was doing, from the way that it was moving, to the way that it felt in the hand, to the way that I was feeling it, the handles rotating in my hands, just everything, like where and when the blade was, hitting the handles. It just, all of a sudden, it felt like, it's almost like when you're really in the groove listening to music and you just get into a flow state and your flipping is just unimaginable for the duration of a song. It was kind of like that, but it was like a switch being flipped and it stayed like that. Like now, after I put that down, I picked up the Stitch V2 and I started flipping that, paying attention the same way, applying the same things that I was thinking about. And all of a sudden the Stitch V2 was flipping very flowy for me. I understood what I needed to do and how I needed to flip it, and it worked. Same thing with the Barracuda V2, which if you go back to the past streams when I did my unboxing, or you can talk to Jax about it, Jax will confirm that I was doing a lot of naysaying on the balance, on the feel, on everything about this thing. And then I started flipping my Balisongs, And just every single thing I picked up, I was learning more and more and more, just because of the amount with which I was paying attention when I flipped the Zizix. So the Zizix was like a key that unlocked all of this stuff that I already cared about. It was slow learning, and all of a sudden I had a boost, which was pretty cool. So that's what the Zizix did for me. All right. It is really interesting. I thought that I was crazy right at first and right after it happened. And then I was talking to somebody else and they were like, oh yeah, that happened to me when I was in this situation. And I was like, oh, so this is like a thing? And apparently some people say it's a thing. So I don't feel so crazy about it. So that's nice. So today is day one of Blade Show Texas. That's exciting because that's the start of the Blade shows. And after Texas, I believe, is East, right? Because West is later in the year, I thought. But that means East is coming, and I am super excited because it will be my first Blade show. Because I haven't been flipping long enough to have had reason to go to a previous Blade show. The Kraken did something to me. Did it? And Act, you had just gotten yours, right? You had the clone and then immediately bought the Kraken that just showed up the other day, and you had an epiphany type moment with it. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly? No, that was the Blade. Yeah, what's really interesting is I don't know what my favorite Bali is anymore, because I haven't spent enough time with my Balis since I've kind of been working through this newfound whatever. Been a few days now, and things just make sense. Yeah, nice. That's exciting. I'm happy for you. Yeah, I can tell you that Gil is not my favorite still, but I have no issues with Gil. None whatsoever. Gil does not seem to hate me anymore, which is really cool because I really like Gil. I had somewhat sort of similar experience with my Alpha Beast and going back and forth with it and my Swordfish. I'm so jealous. That's one of the things that I'm most looking forward to at Blade Show, is running into somebody that has a Swordfish and will let me flip it. Because the Swordfish was the first Balisong that ever caught my attention, as far as like when I knew, Balisong was something that, based on the 3D printer Balisong that I had, was something that I was interested in spending money on. So I went to Squid Industries and looked at what they had, and went to Amazon to see what they had. And I ended up getting the Teflon Vulp, which had just been announced at the time. And when I was on Squid Industries' website, I had seen the Swordfish and was like, oh, that looks sweet. And then saw that it was discontinued and ended up getting the Squiddy U. So I had one plastic and one metal because I didn't know what my preference was going to be. Wait a minute, is that the Kraken speed? Wait, is that Kraken speed channeled? I thought it was full channel. No, this is full channel. It's not speed channeled. Nope. You can buy one with speed channels. Yep, you can. Let's see. But yeah, Swordfish, super cool. But that's really cool that you had. So while you were switching back and forth between the heavy Alpha Beast and the not so heavy, fully aluminum Swordfish, you were having some magical moments where you were figuring some stuff out. That's really awesome. My regret was never getting the all black Swordfish and only getting the teal handles and black blade. I would have gotten the red one myself. I want speed channel Bowie next. Very cool act. The light made it look like it was. No problems. No problem. Um, let's see. I have 3 speed channel Krakens and 2 full channels. I like both. Do you have a preference, one over the other? Like what? Help me understand, and anybody in chat. I don't fully understand the, I don't want to say the hype because it's not like I don't understand why it's such a big deal. I don't understand the significance of speed channel versus not speed channel. I mean, I know it's called speed channel. Please tell me it isn't like legitimately an aerodynamic, it literally makes the handles go faster kind of thing. Because that seems like it might break my brain. But is it like a total difference in weight distribution that makes it such an appealing thing? Or is it just simply like it looks cool? Speed channel is slightly grippier and lighter. Okay. So it would add to a neutral feel and make it grippier. Okay. Got it. Makes sense. Thank you for sharing, Pico. For me, it was always about the ring sound and slight difference in handle balance to blade balance. Okay, so does it make it ringier? It extends to momentum outward more. Okay. Thank you all for helping educate me. Truly and sincerely. While I am thanking people, though, because we have Act, Useless, and Pico taking the majority of the chat at the moment, which is totally fine. Keep doing it. But that means we have a number of lurkers in the crowd. So I just want to take a moment to thank the lurkers for being here. Really do appreciate it. I've said it before. I'll say it every time. To a certain degree, the lurkers are here to hear me more than anybody else because they are not at their keyboards. They are simply listening. Whether you're listening to my yapping or listening to the clickety clack of the ballad song, I appreciate you guys and I thank you guys for being here. And I love how every single time I do that and I go through that thank you for the lurkers, I lose somebody. When I'm at work or driving, I may lurk. I was doing that the other day. I was on my way home from work and somebody was streaming and I didn't want to give up the opportunity to hear at least what was going on. So I listened to the stream. Then again, wait, okay. For me, it was always about the ringing sound or slight difference. Then again, I don't want to say too much because my experience with speed channels was on my old Squid Trainer 3.5 Swordfish and Triton V2. Gotcha. Well, I mean, but still, experience with speed channels is, I mean, I would think speed channels on any of those versus speed channels on a Kraken versus speed channels on something else. Those are all still, I would expect, attributes that speed channels would add: the ringing and the less weight because less material is on the handles. So I'm pretty sure it's applicable across the board. What do I want to flip? The Orion 1.5. I'm looking forward to some extended time with this thing after I return all of the ballets because I didn't realize just how good a ballad song this was until after I had got, or just about right before I had gotten all of these ballad songs to try. Because I had gotten this, the holiday edition, as a seasonal box opener that I could flip around when it was that time of the year. Not realizing that the Orion 1.5 is an excellent ballad song to play around with. That's true. It made the squid trainer go from neutral to blade bias heavily. I believe it. LeBreton, I'm in your boat. That does sound awful. Then again, I don't know. I mean, maybe if ever there were a blade bias balisong that I could flip, maybe it would be the squid trainer, just simply because that might actually force my brain to stop thinking that it's handle bias. Oh, it was awful to flip. Okay, good to know. Ugh, missed. I can imagine how slippery the chaps were. Yeah, I would imagine it would like immediately fly out of your hand as soon as your finger went right there, it would probably be like choo. That would be my bet. It's good for doing reverse cats, and that's about it. How are you planning to organize all your thoughts on valleys you will try at Blade Show? I can only imagine a lot of people will be asking you what your thought of this or that valley. So there are a couple different ways that I might go about doing it. I have been thinking about it with regards to like everything that I try, I'm going to try to see if I can take a picture of. Just simply because, you know, my memory doesn't work like everybody else's, as good as everybody else's necessarily. So taking a picture of it would get me something visual to tie back to. And then I might just drop that picture in a notepad and put down whatever thoughts pop into my head when I have a moment. And then, I don't know, fill in the blanks as I go. Maybe. I don't know. My big thing is, I mean, my what I'm trying to figure out as far as Blade Show is concerned is what I'm going to do with regards to like how many videos am I going to take, how many photos am I going to take, versus how much of it am I going to just enjoy the experience, enjoy the conversations, just, you know, be with people and hang out and flip and do all of the things. So I need to make sure that I have both my content creator hat on and my this is just fun hat on. And I'm going to have to figure out where that line is. I can't wait to see how you will like the Orion V2. So right now, I gotta look now. Right now, the Orion V2, that is still trainer only, isn't it? Or did they update that? Let's see. The Orion V2, yeah, it's still just trainer, isn't it? Do they not have an Orion V2 that has a blade? Out of curiosity. Not to say that I need a blade, but I am curious. But yes, I am very excited. Knowing how much I have been enjoying the V 1.5, I am looking forward to the opportunity to flip the Orion V2, just like knowing how much I enjoy the Kite AL, and knowing that Ethan said the Kite AL 1.5, they fixed the balance. And I think a lot of people's issue with the balance was how handle bias it was, and the fact that I am now leaning more towards slight handle bias to neutral. I think that I'm very much going to be enjoying the Kite AL 1.5. And I'm very, very excited because I ordered one. So I'm going to be getting a Kite AL 1.5 here at some point in time, just so that you guys are aware. LDY needs to make an Orion to live blade. Yeah, it's very strange to me why they didn't. But then again, I don't know how it worked with the Orion and with the Orion 1.5 or whatever Orions they have had. Simply because, I mean, by the time I came into it, the 1.5 was the thing, and it had a live blade. Never tried an Orion. How would you personally describe it? Have you tried anything else by LDY? We'll start there. I got to figure out what I can use to compare. They're similar to a Bowie Kraken with a little more blade weight, but lighter and a little shorter, an absolute gas knife, at least the 1.5. That's a good description. I mean, yeah, it's not too. I have the AL 1.5 trainer and the reverse Tonto. LDY puts 0 weight pins in the trainer and 1 pin in the live blade. Okay. All right. All right. And that's what I'm excited about. I have coming to me the 1.5 reverse Tonto, and I am super, super excited. Okay, Sirius, I don't know anything about. That's my only LDY purchase. Okay. Let's see. Let me flip this and then see what I would compare this to. That was dumb. Let's try that again. Hmm. Ah. Hmm. Man, that's tough. You've never tried a Kraken somehow either? That is, I mean, I can't judge you on it. This was the first time I ever tried a Kraken. Um, hmm. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to compare it to something else. What I would say is not going to be helpful to you, but I mean, I put it at a slight handle bias. I mean, on the neutral side of things, if I had to say, but I mean, handle bias definitely, but on the neutral side of things, um, it's compact, but not thick. So it feels like it's slimmed down, but in every um, from every angle, every perspective, it's like it makes sense. Like it's kind of like the way that I've described the Stitch V2 is that it feels so thin that it feels like the length of the balisong should be shortened to compensate. And because it doesn't, when I flip it and I'm not thinking about it, it feels exceptionally long. It feels like an unnaturally long balisong because it's so thin. It feels like the length should be shortened. This feels thin, but it feels like all portions match. I have matte black handles with acid wash blade, and I love it. Wait, wish squid would do gunmetal more often. Yeah, Orion is hard to compare or describe, but it is awesome. Yeah, it really, I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to. I mean, I was trying to play around with the refault, and as soon as I picked up the refault, it was like, nope, that's not it. No weight configuration you can do with the refault is going to make it feel anything like that. I betcha if the... Oh, but that's still comparing LDY to LDY, so that would probably be... Because I think what I would do if I had to compare it to somebody, I mean, it's a weak comparison because it's in the same family, is I would compare it to the Orion S. But it's still... It's not the same. I don't think. I mean, maybe it is, technically. I haven't really... No, it isn't. I mean, it's pretty darn close, though. I guess I haven't really ever done a side-by-side compare of those two, but I don't need to. Today we are saying goodbye to the squid trainer. So let's talk about everything else. All right. I don't know if we have new people in or not. So just to be on the safe side, we'll go through my squid trainer notes one last time before we just keep on flipping and talking and eventually wrapping up stream. So, as people know, a couple weeks ago, Ethan from over at Blade Bias sent me a package containing 6 ballad songs for me to play around with and figure out what my preferences were. Since then, I have flipped all of those ballad songs, very much enjoying myself. And now I have determined that it is time to say goodbye to the ballad songs and get them back to Ethan. So I'm doing so in a series of streams where I am giving my last thoughts of each ballad song before I stick it back into the bag with which I pulled it from and don't pull it back out. And one by one, each of the ballad songs that I have at my disposal will be lessened until I have flipped the last one and sent it back to Ethan, at which point I will be back to flipping my own ballad songs. So today's ballad song that we are saying goodbye to is the Squid Industries Squid Trainer. That bad boy right there. The Squid Trainer comes in at 4.4 ounces, has a neutral balance, is made with 6061 T6411 aluminum handles, a 410 heat-treated stainless steel blade, and I enjoy this ballad song because it is heavy while being neutral, which makes it fun when I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. It is very, very, very unique. And it has a ring that once you stop flipping it, still continues to ring for another 2 or 3 seconds. It's beautiful. There's only one ballad song I know and have been able to play around with that has a ring nicer than this, and that is the Acid Works Zizek. All right. What else? What else? Hi, Sticky. Welcome back. All right. What else have I been... I don't know that I necessarily want to go through all of my collection and all of my updates because I still have, after today, I will still have 3 more final impressions to give on Ethan's Valley, and then I will have a final impression to give on Ted's. And on each of those streams, I'm going to need something else to talk about. You received your Squiddy AL and your refault? Nice. Now, remind me, you got the Jade Green with the Tonto? Or did you get the did you get the Bowie? I can't remember. I know you got the Jade Green. You got the Tonto blade? Okay. Gotcha. Very cool. How do you like it? Both of them. I mean, how do you like the Squiddy Ale and how do you like the Refault? You don't have to tell me which one you like better because, I mean, love them both. But I'm so happy for you. That's so cool. How exciting. Sticky, I don't know if you were around when I had said it, but I have I have officially ordered the LDY Kite AL 1.5. It is coming to me at some point here. I don't know when. I love them. I can't stop flipping. The refault sounds so sick. Right? Agreed. I love the sound of the refault. Very much. Very much. Speaking of which, I think mine needs oil. One second while I oil my belly. You know what's awesome? I have a coworker who I have lent my cheese to, and today that coworker sent me a little Balisong song that that they had come up with about how fun it is to flip. It's awesome. So I am spreading the Balisong far and wide, between getting my grandchildren to flip Balisongs to getting my coworkers now to flip Balisongs. Pretty awesome. IDK, what is going on? How are we doing today? LeBreton says, wait, okay, hold on. Really, I will buy one too. Cool. If you want to buy one, go ahead. I love my Kite AL. And based on the fact that I have now kind of been transitioning over to a slight handle bias, more neutral balance preference, and the fact that everybody is saying that LDY fixed the balance issues with the Kite AL 1.5, and the fact that it has an adjustable weight system leads me to think that I should be very, very, very excited. Which blade did you get on the 1.5? I got the reverse Tonto because I think it looks so sick. It's going to be the most interesting blade in my collection that I have. I'm very excited about it. Yes, LeBreton live blade. Though I appreciate the trainers, but I already have a Kite AL live blade and don't have need for a functional bottle opener, so I left the trainer off and wanted to try the reverse Tonto because I love the look of the reverse Tonto. Oh dang, that reminds me, I have to find my carbon fiber honey. I lost it. I still need to locate it. Yeah, I love carbon honey. I have joked around about the fact that I am at this point spoiled because I will never, ever be able to flip a Balisong or oil a Balisong with anything that doesn't have a nice, pleasant aroma. Yeah, I'm spoiled now by churro lube. My main problem, other than two handle bias, was that it was kind of uncomfortable to flip for any time. The lack of champering made it scratchy. I can kind of understand that. I personally didn't have that issue, but now especially because I have the 3D printed PLA scales, I could take sandpaper to the scales and smooth them out. So the bit between the scales and the metal, let me get it there, boom, are really smoothed out just because I ran some sandpaper right over those edges. So it's really smooth in the hand. But yeah, it will be interesting to see what the Kite AL 1.5 feels like in the hand. So let me see. So yeah, what I ended up getting, because my number one pick was not available. I ended up getting the Kite AL 1.5 in pink with ivory handles and a reverse Tonto blade. That was my selection. That is what we are going to be eventually unboxing. I already spoiled it for everybody here, but it'll still be fun to flip and have that first flipping experience. I'm very excited. No idea how long it's going to be. I think when I placed the order, it said that it was going to be, you know, 1 to 2 weeks was the shipping option. But then, like, I've already received a, you know, your shipping label has been created notification. So I have no idea if it's going to be here next week or if it's going to be here in 2 or 3 weeks. Good. Now it's more tempting. Ooh, that was close. All right. All right, folks. I'm going to put up my Be Right Back sign. I'm going to drop my desk down. I'm going to pull my chair around. We will keep flipping. We will keep talking if you guys are interested in me flipping and us talking. Otherwise, we can start getting stuff shut down. Doesn't matter to me either way. Totally up to you. But for the time being, I will be right back. Please hold. All right. We are back. Let's see. Is there anyone here who would be willing to answer some questions? Shticky, I can't remember. Do we have you on the Discord? If we do, then you can drop any questions you have on the Discord. All right. Let's see. Ooh, I don't know. Out of curiosity, yeah, I'm on it. Thanks. Cool. Either that or, I mean, feel free to drop me a direct message with whatever questions too. But yeah, the Discord would be more than happy to answer any questions you got. What's the Discord? I'll join. Yeah. So the Discord is, I think it's Bali Unc and Friends. Yeah, do a search for Bali Unc, and you'll find me. And if you find me, you should be able to find the Discord. But if you don't, like I said, you'll find me, shoot me a message, and I will send you an invite. Everyone who is interested in positive vibes and balisong flipping is welcome. Well, balisong flipping or positive vibes or both, preferably both. But yeah, definitely welcome. I received 2 disassembled balisongs, and once I assembled them, the tuning is awful. Gotcha. Yeah, we definitely have people who can assist. And in one of the channels, I believe I have a pinned post that is a ridiculously detailed, very ridiculously detailed quality document on balisong tuning. So that might be worth a peek. Yeah. Flipping. But yeah, Act, definitely. If you have any interest in joining the Discord, do a search for Bali Unc and you'll find it. No problem, Sticky. Nope, that was backwards. And that's the floor. All right, I think we are starting to get things wrapped up. Our lurker count is dropping off. Chat is quieting down, which is totally fine because Unc's getting tired. Do we know your real job? No, we don't. We have been vague about our real job. I have said that it is analytical in nature, and I deal with relationships. Good night. All time for bed. Good night, Pico. Good night. We are wrapping up stream as well. So everybody, have yourselves a wonderful evening. Hopefully everybody had a great week. Hopefully everybody has a nice weekend planned ahead of them. If you guys are free tomorrow, I do have my scheduled stream for noon on Saturdays, noon Eastern Standard Time. So I will be streaming again tomorrow. I will be saying goodbye to another one of Ethan's ballad songs. Let's see. Do we know? LOL. Yeah, useless. Again, you're new around here. Yeah, it is. We do we know. So you're aware. A lot of people don't like me referring to. A lot of people don't like me referring to chat as chat. They prefer me referring to chat as the Unklings. So yeah, we have do we know makes sense. All right, we are all set. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hi. We'll see you guys in the next one. Love you.